I'm recording it. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us this evening. I'm excited to introduce this next couple from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Don and Nancy Carson.
Thanks, Brett. Appreciate that. Listen, this is an interesting and a very, very blessed night for us. Nancy and I are going to have three people we respect. We learn a lot from. They are mentors to the industry now. They're Hall of Fame inductees to the Network Marketing Hall of Fame as $1 million a year earners. It's a really amazing honor to have Jan Melendez, John Haremza, and Dr. Chi join us tonight live so we can have what we're going to call a mastermind power hour. So first of all, Jen, thanks for joining us. How are you doing, my friend?
Hello, Don and Nancy. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored and I'm so happy to be here with all my Valentus family. How are you?
We're doing fantastic, fantastic. Dr. Chi, do you want to say a quick hello before we actually get into some content?
Yes, Don and Nancy, thank you. Thank you for having me on here. It's been incredible and it's been so great working with everybody in our company and looking forward to, oh my gosh, what's coming out in 2021.
Perfect. Thank you. Looking forward to sharing. John, you've got the floor, my friend. As always, we respect the heck out of you. Love you like a brother. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, fantastic, guys. This Zoom, if you were on it earlier today and saw what is coming or not coming, just announced for Europe and soon the Philippines and soon North America, I am beyond excited about the way we're going to be going into 2021. I mean, we're all excited and happy. I think, we survived 2020. And, we're only a stone throw away from 2021, but it is going to be epic. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be bigger than ever.
Yeah. And pulling the group together, pulling Valentus, the power of the V together and these different weekly events now and having different leadership come to the table every week, having everybody have a chance to do their power opportunities beforehand and then come back and maybe we use this as a sounding board where we can unite as a team to show the continuity. I think that's the magic that we're all excited about here. Folks, there's a couple of basic things that I've learned in this industry over the last 25 years when I was really dipping my toes. And the most important thing I've realized is that there's not a lot of new information. The way it's shared is what's new. It's you sharing the information. Ultimately, the books are written for us all to take what we need from it, the nuggets we need from it. This last weekend, there was 3 solid days of nuggets. That's the way I would describe it. And, when we really think about the 3-day event that we just all sort of witnessed, for those of you that were there, or those of you that were able to spend the time, I really think there's a good and a bad to that 3-day sort of blitz approach. And Nancy has a great analogy. Maybe I'll let you start off with that, honey, because you know what, for everybody, you've got to find what makes you tick. You got to find, even in Valentus, we say, get in where you fit in, start where you can afford and work your way up. Nancy, maybe you can share your thoughts around, 3 days of a blitz and what you can get from that for some people and what other people might get from that.
Well, I just think, especially with the timing right now, with us not being able to lead our own events in person, the GoPro was a great place where you could rally your troops. Anyone that had an ember in their belly must be leaving with a fire because there was so much stuff to take in, for sure. But I always compare GoPro or these types of leadership events because there's lots of different platforms that are like that. A little bit like Costco. They bring all the different things together under one roof and you get to have a look at it and see it. But not everybody wants a Costco-sized bag of chips. You know what I mean? Like, it's not for every shopper. So you have to get in where you fit in. And we talk about that all the time. And sometimes you don't need that big package from whatever kind of platform it is. So we love that the thing that was missing, the only element that I always find is missing is when these people get up there and talk, they don't get to talk about their product. They don't get to talk about their people. They don't get to talk about their culture, and they don't get to talk about their company. So there's this void that always leaves you wanting more, because that's what we're truly passionate about here, is our products, our company, our people, our culture. So I like to take a tool like that, like Costco, where you can buy a few items that are bigger sized. And then you go to the grocery store and you get what you really need that's the right size, like that's a human size, family size portion. And that's why we get to plug back in to our Valentus trainings, our Valentus leadership, the people that have already made the success journey, and follow them. And it's just going to be so much more powerful to take the fire that you got created there and implement it with the tools and the systems that we have right here in Valentus.
Yeah, John, you and I had a good conversation about that exact topic on Sunday. Maybe you can chime right in, and maybe we'll lead to your thoughts on what Nancy was just saying from the industry. And some people need not as much, just they got to find that piece they need.
Well, yeah, absolutely, Don. And I love the analogy that Nancy shared on Sunday when we chatted, because it really does. It is perfect. And if you happen to get too big a bag of chips, right, it's overwhelming. And, versus you might just, be at the stage where, that single serving bag is best for you. And there was so much incredible information and content. I look at myself, even 32 years in the industry, you think you've heard it all, you think you've learned it all, and I continue to learn. And you get to a certain point and you can hear things differently. You look at things differently. Even today, as Don, and a couple other people know, I'm part of this, Eric Worre Mastermind, which is every Wednesday. And, I think what happened to me today, and it happened a little bit over the course of the last 6 months as I've been a part of this, but today I really got it. Just how big a person can really think, and that we have these limiting beliefs of what we think we can do or we think we can accomplish. And what I mean by that is, Eric was faced with not knowing exactly what to do with GoPro when the COVID hit. Is it going to open up? Everybody around the country with their various conferences, wondering when they're going to be able to do the conference. Ours was scheduled for May. Do we push it out to, to September? And, now, it's probably hoping we could even do it this coming May. But, he took on the challenge to create this virtual event in a warehouse that didn't exist, technology that didn't exist, internet quality of service that didn't exist, and did it in 90 days. And so he asked us all today on our call to think about what we want in life, but not think about what we want, but think about something outrageous. And he said that's what happened to him 90 days ago when he started this. It was an outrageous decision to do, and then just figured it out. And the reason I want to bring this up, guys, is every single one of us have so much more in us than we actually believe that we do. And we're capable of so much more than what we think we are. I mean, it made me think much bigger than I've been thinking. And I was even thinking about how, I have limiting beliefs of what I think I can actually accomplish. And so I just want to challenge each of you to think a little bit about that. I mean, we all have our goals, but think about something truly outrageous and of what, and the thing of it is possible. It is possible. And I believe without a shadow of a doubt, based on our Zoom today, based on what I know is happening with our company, whatever your crazy, outrageous income goal, rank goal, goal in network marketing, it can be done here. It can be done here with Valentus. It absolutely can be done. I know it's made me up my game. I mean, I'm just from the Zoom today to being on this mastermind today, throwing away my limiting beliefs, throwing away, my own insecurities and somewhat of a, because the other thing I think holds us back so much is, not wanting to take some risks, not wanting to get out of our comfort zone a little bit more. Zig Ziglar talks about that. Life is like a grindstone. It's either going to grind you down or it's going to polish you up. But and it was said on stage this weekend multiple times, is you know, your biggest fear is what stands, you know, between you and what you truly can accomplish. And so, anyway, I got a lot out of the event. I hope each of you did, but like Nancy said, you know, you have to don't get overwhelmed with it. I mean, if you got one usable piece, it was worth your time, right? But put it to use. Take that usable piece, take that dime bag of chips, or maybe it's, you know, maybe it's a double bag of chips. Maybe for some of you, it's the supersize, but you know, the key is the action, right? Knowledge isn't good without action behind it. You have to do it, right? It's not enough to say you're going to do something. You have to get focused. You have to get laser focused, and you have to do it.
Well, it's that concept that the person that wants to win will win. I mean, you've got to want to win, right? That's the desire part of everybody that has to kind of come together. Jen, you're a good example of what John's talking about, coming from your background that you've shared so intimately in different times, but desire to help so many has really been a driver for you, hasn't it?
Yes, yes, of course. You know, when I started network marketing, Don, I didn't have any idea what it is. In June 2018, you know, with zero knowledge, zero background, zero experience, delving into something I had no idea about. You know, it was so scary. And just like what John said, I was just, you know, was taking the risk. And I turned that fear into fuel because of my passion to you know, to help people and serve people, because people are already asking what's the product I'm using. You know, I cannot just ignore them, right? So that's basically how I started. And then you know, in 18 months, I would say that my transformation really changed on when you had that event in Vancouver, Canada. Just the same thing that I experienced in the GoPro with all this, because I was there live with all the, you know, the $1 million earners, the giants in the industry. And then it just gave me something like an idea, you know, like these are people that are like, they're ordinary people and they did it. So why can't I? You know, it made me believe in myself more. And I would like also to emphasize the importance of duplication, because you know, as someone with no background with network marketing, I don't think anyone expected me to be here, like to become a superstar, you know, in the industry. So when I entered in this industry in Valentus, I was introduced to simple system that anyone is capable of doing. You know, giving instead of giving detailed explanation to people about the opportunity, I just shared standardized training videos from our back office, you know, from the Dito Touch. Until now, I still use the Dito Touch training, the 7-day training. And then we have the Valentus app. I wasn't asked to present like a presentation, like a Zoom presentation, not until I was Royal Diamond. And I actually what you call it, I use this analogy that when I started, I was like a rookie in a basketball team, and someone in my team is like Michael Jordan, and I just passed the ball to someone who is capable already of making points. So that's what I really did. And I actually like play, you know, I did not just pass it on. I'm always present in the Zoom presentation so that I will learn the skill eventually, because sooner or later I will be the Michael Jordan, right? So I developed the skill. And then that's what I also taught my team, you know, to be 100% coachable, to follow the simple system. We have all the tools and not to overthink, because, you know, too much analysis leads to paralysis, right? Yeah. So at the end of the day, you know, the people who make the most success in this industry are actually those people who can get a lot of people to do simple key things consistently, because you can be the smartest, the best, or the superstar, but if you're alone, you can only do so little. But if you are with other people, you can do so much.
You make reference to following and duplicating. Well, probably I know who you're referring to, and is going to be our next guest, Dr.
You're Michael
Chi.
Jordan.
You're Michael Jordan, and he is a lot of Michael Jordans for a lot of people. Dr. Chi, we look forward to hearing from you. You are the master of duplication, and your concept of triplication really sort of is the piece that I was hoping you would share with this basic kind of scenario of simple systems and desire, and eliminating this, go after everything, all the knowledge all at once, like Costco, and break it down to the size and portion you can handle, which is more of others can duplicate and understand. Maybe you could share along the lines of what Jen was just sharing, the basic duplication steps that you love to teach, and what has driven your business as far as it has already.
Well, thank you for that. And I'll tell you, I can't take credit for that, because when I came into the business, I just listened to Ms. Karen Ford and John Haremza and the both of you as well, and many other leaders on what we have here. And I'm a system person. I mean, I've been in practice for 20 plus years, and when I do surgery, it's the same thing over and over again. Nothing changed for me. I don't get all excited because it's a new screw fixation system at all, whatever it is. I don't get excited about that, because I use the same system. I use the same technique. Nothing changes for me, just like you said about Costco or McDonald's or anything else. And just got to apply that to this. That's what's simple about it. We have something already amazing with what we have, because when John first told me, you can come over here and just do webinars and have success. And I didn't get that initially, because I came from a company where he came from. It was all home-based, in-home meetings, right? But to see this amazing new concept of webinars and to really implement, just took that risk, like what Jen said, took that risk, what John said, and took it in and just go, let's do this. And that's
how do in your mind, Dr. Chi, does the 3 work? Give us your quick little 1, 2, 3 punch of the taking 3 people to the next level.
Well, it's simple. It's based on our foundation, right? Based on our compensation plan. You look at our compensation plan, we're just looking for 3 people who would be willing to either upgrade or join at Ruby. And even to this point, I've learned a lot from Beth and Laura Hibbert and Hannah over there in Europe, because I realized, wow, they're building crazy intense business, and they have incredible organization volume, consistent and very, very solid, because they built their foundation from the bottom. All they had was the 1 item, the 3 items, the 6 items. And I recently taught this to the people, and I just broke it down to, I hear this a lot too as well, is in the end of all this, it doesn't matter where we get people to join at, because the whole point is it's just a starting point. Because we have proven that there's 2 people in our organization who went to Diamond, Double Diamond, who started initially at the 3-pack and the 6-pack. It wasn't about the Ruby pack, but obviously, if we want to max out the compensation plan, they actually upgraded after they made some extra money from getting people to order from the website. So they used the extra money to upgrade, because we gave the importance of maximizing all the possible compensation plan. And getting that foundation is so crucial, because once you get people to see that foundation, oh my God, it's the end of everything. Once we triplicate and just do exactly that, teach that system. But I'll tell you this, I know actually Don and Nancy, you did this too, you mentioned this as well, but think about this. In the end, whether we are a customer or we are a member, we're all consumers.
Right.
And the key to this point is long-term consumers. I can promise you this, I will never, ever stop drinking our products, because the result of what I've gotten has been very, very beneficial for me. And I'm sure every one of you in this Zoom right now can agree with that. So we will never stop doing it. So imagine if you just, we have a binary. I tell people this as well. I tell people, look, we have a binary compensation plan. What does that mean? That means you are the business owner. Remember, you join as an independent business owner. We're not going to tell you what to do, and we're not going to, you own your own business, and we have a binary system. I mean, we build 2 business. So guess what? Be responsible. Be 100% responsible for building those 2 legs. It does not matter what team volume you have or what you do on your own personal leg. It does not matter. Get that mindset straight that you are responsible to build 2 equal legs. I can tell you right now, my rotator is still on alternating. It's crazy. I don't judge.
Funny
I don't
that you say that, Dr. Chi. That's how we started.
Yeah, I don't prejudge people. Oh yeah, Don Carson's been in the industry for 20 years. Let's put him on this leg. I don't do that. Whatever it is, it goes. Because we don't know what people are going to do. But think about this concept. Imagine this. If you just have 10 people on the left collectively as a team, to think about it collectively, not you, and 10 people on the right collectively. If they go on, if they order just 2 items at the minimum or 3 items, right? You get your 100 volume. What's 10 times 100? You have 1,000 in volume already without even thinking about it. And then, teach those people to find, to collectively get another 10 more. You can go to 100 people. 100 people times 100 in volume, that's 10,000. You realize how much money you would make as a structured emerald with 10,000 in volume every single month? More than likely, you're gonna max out on the dual team commission. You're probably gonna max out on your check matching. More than likely. That's just 10,000. Just getting consumers. And obviously we know that somewhere out of those consumers can be people who want to make extra money. You take it one more level, 1,000 people, and somewhere out there, they got another 10 people each or whatever. You have, 1,000 people times 100 volume. That's 100,000 volume, ladies and gentlemen. You talking about a triple diamond volume. Even if you were just a diamond with a triple diamond volume, you'd be like so happy right now. Because if you are just a diamond, having triple diamond volume, let's say you don't have the qualification to be triple, but more than likely, you can ask John, he'll confirm it. You will max out on dual team, you max out on the check matching, and that's incredible. I mean,
it's basic, isn't it?
And it is so basic, ladies and gentlemen.
So many people get started in this business and they want to know the comp plan completely. And Jen, you'd probably be a great testament to this. The comp plan just took care of itself, didn't it? You weren't an expert on the comp plan when you got to the point where you're making the money you've been making to travel with your husband and the beautiful pictures you take. You didn't care about the comp plan, did you?
I learn as I earn.
That's right.
Just like what you said.
Yeah, it's interesting that we get surrounded by, at times, negative things around us, negative environment, and it can pull us down. And I heard on the weekend, somebody once again said, get your big boy pants on, get your big girl pants on, pull them up and just push that negativity aside, because as you said, Dr. Chi, you are the business. You are the business. So I wrote it down because Nancy, you mentioned it. I mean, you don't use people to build a business. You use the business to build the people. And I think you guys are masters at that. This business builds your people. The community, the culture is just so strong. John, you always talk about avoiding, that you call it the weed in the ground and all the bad things that happen and the mindset. And you always sort of really, really talk to that. John, the negative environment that is so easy to push your head and get past if you surround yourself with positive people. Wouldn't you just say, John, that, where have you found such a positive group of people outside of network marketing? It's the best positive people you ever find is inside network marketing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, there's no question. And I think even within that, it is within Valentus. In my 32 years, I've never had a culture like this, without the crazy egos, without all the self-serving people. I mean, just everybody is so, you guys, are poster childs of that. Dr. Chi, Jen, I mean, all of the leadership, right? They're all in it to win it together, right? I love the comment just a moment ago that, we don't use people to build our business. We use our business to build people. I mean, I don't know if I've ever heard that saying before. That's a phenomenal saying. And
well,
it really,
I'm surprised because that's Ben Franklin. And I know you
I'm
love
familiar with the Ben Franklin clothes. Hey, everything I've got somewhere else, and I'm going to use that one too. And I'm going to use your Costco analogy.
Listen, you guys, if I have anything to tell anybody, is everything that we learn from each other is gotten from someplace else. What I'm saying is everything that there is really, if you want it, if you want to look for it, you can plug into whatever kind of motivation, whatever kind of goal orientation program that you want. It's all accessible. It's in books, it's online, it's out there, it's accessible for you. You guys can plug it into it just as we have. Leaders are learners, right? That's what we've all done. And I heard Jen say it, and it was really funny because at the very beginning, all three of you guys, Jen, Dr. Chi, John, you all said, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about what my future holds. I'm really excited about where we're going. I'm really excited. And you know what? There's only two things that you have control of in this business, and it's your attitude and your activity. Those are the two things that are going to make the difference. They're going to move you forward. And you've read and heard your attitude affects your altitude. We've heard that a million times, right? So activity, we always say the learning is in the doing, and every single leader here talks about their excitement. I can guarantee you, if anyone is on this call and they are talking to people about this opportunity and you're doing it from a piece of paper and you're going, I just joined Valentus and it says here you meet with your upline and you place an appropriate initial order and then you get familiar, you get trained. Nobody wants to do that. They don't want to see themselves do that. So that's where the power, when Jen said she just introduced people to somebody that already had the language and listened. And Dr. Chi had the language and then she got the language. And I have always said to Jen, every single time I see her, how proud of her I am and how excited about her performance I am and what she's going to share with us. Because like me, I see myself in Jen. I remember those initial moments of being fearful and shaking like a leaf and still doing it anyways, because everything that's good is on the other side of your fear. If you can get out of your comfort zone, and when John was saying you have to be a bigger thinker and the only thing that's in your way is your own fear, there's a lot of truth to that.
You know, it's the analogy of that we saw on the weekend, to talk about a couple of the nuggets from the weekend now, just to kind of hit some points there.
Just took your water.
That's okay. I know where you live. Folks, that Lisa gal that talked about the lighthouse and that expression of light for somebody else and being that light for somebody else. You know, I've heard Nancy often refer to it as a bridge. You know, we all in the network marketing industry, really, the products are amazing, but let's leave the products out of this for a second and let's talk about, you know, the community, the positive thinking, the reinforcement, the nurturing, the picking up and moving along and put your big point pants attitude that comes to the table every day. That's a bridge. And most people are outside of that environment on their day-to-day today, in their relationship or in their job. The bridge that they go to work is always closed. There's a major toll in their way to get across that bridge. And it's somebody that's their higher up telling them what to do. And they feel maybe less than privileged to even get a lunch break or whatever because the bridge is closed. In network marketing, this bridge is open. And we're the other side of the bridge for many people. As Nancy said, the other side of the fear is fear, right? The other side of your fear. If you can get past that thought process, we're the bridge. So let's all talk about that. Maybe each and every one of you, you know, how you can help somebody become a bridge for some other people, Doc. I mean, you do that regularly with your passion. I know your emotions come through just as Nancy and I do, but this concept of the light for other people and the bridge to help people get across, let's chat about that for a bit.
Yeah, just think about this. I mean, just focus on serving others. Okay, service to the others, to everybody else, will give you all that you want. Exactly like what Nancy talked about, like the lighthouse and what she mentioned this morning. I mean, this is the weekend about the lighthouse as well. You know, we're the hope for people. We are that light for people to look at. Just imagine everybody is out right there with their boat and they're sinking now because of what's going on in the world. And I really believe that everybody's searching for that land, that light, that signal from the land for them to sail towards that. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of rough seas and this and that, but you know what? As long as they see that light, they will do whatever it takes to get them to that light, to get them to land. And, you know, and it's all, I tell people that, I tell my team, I tell everybody when I talk to is, it's all about empowering other people to believe in themselves and to believe that they can do this as well. It's always about that. And imagine this, you know, we always hear about, you hear this in the industry, you know, you don't want to be the only one walking into a room knowing the most information, right? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather walk into a room and have that room be full of people who gets clapped and this and that on, not me. Okay, not me. The attention should be on other people who walk into that room. Now,
Well,
imagine, you know,
there's an analogy that says exactly that, that the person that makes the most money is at the back of the room.
right? You know, and if imagine this. Let's say in our company, our system is obviously webinars and this and that, right? Imagine if you can empower people to get out of their comfort zone to do their own webinar. I'll give you a great example. Grace Lynn out of Hawaii under May Bonin was the one who won that second prize last month, $4,000. You know, she reached out to us, can we do webinars? And I said I couldn't do it. May said she couldn't do it. But even though we said we couldn't do it, we were still on her Zoom and she presented it. She had no choice but to get out of the comfort zone. And when you give people that pressure, they're gonna do it no matter what. And just by chance that May was busy and I was busy, but we weren't in a place where we were able to do a Zoom with the slides, but actually we hopped on and be there for her. And I'll tell you this, Grace Lynn did some incredible presentation. And guess what? She's doing it now. She's doing it now. Last month, she did a lot of webinars for her team because she had no choice. But she got out of that comfort zone and did, because we empower her with belief. Even though she was so nervous, so sweating and just going crazy in her own mind that I cannot do this. Oh man, I'm so scared. But we gave her that empowerment. And imagine that, if you were able to give that to people that believe, oh my God, it's done deal.
Yeah, you know, that's everything you just said there leads to this statement that Nancy and I were chatting about before we came here tonight. And you're talking about this, tell me I may forget, teach me I will remember, but involve me and I will learn. And by involving people quickly, they're going to learn and earn, aren't they, Jen? And that's kind of the way you describe your business, is you learned and earned your way to the level that you are now, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct. And then I just want to add also about the, you know, how to shine your light. The best way to do it is really just to share your story, you know, or have people listen to the testimonials of these ordinary people. It will, you know, like bring hope to them.
Nice and quiet.
It will bring hope to them. It will make them believe in themselves more. You know, I love to share my story because, you know, I came from a humble beginning. I didn't have any network marketing background, but then, you know, a lot of people can relate to it. And just by telling that, you know, they will think that it's really possible.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's funny when you think about we've all sponsored somebody that had so much potential, but they couldn't get the image of what the business truly is, which is them as the business. And that ability to be able to have the success you've had for so many has been so inspiring for the world, Jen. And you know, thank you for being so out there to share your story with everybody, because it lets people believe. But it is really a monkey see, monkey do business, isn't it?
Yes, I agree. If I hear that phrase, Don, I will remember you. Monkey see, monkey do. Yes, it is. To be honest, it's so simple. That what you do as a leader, you tell your members to do the same, and then like have them, you know, teach that to their team, and then just don't break the chain. So yeah, monkey see, monkey do concept.
It's true, John. You know, you are a personal development crazy guy. Like, I mean, you fill your bucket constantly. You go to bed at night thinking about what you can read to put in your brain. Positive, positive, positive. I mean, without going into too much of one thing, when was the light bulb for you? I know you've told your story about the potato chip and all that sort of stuff, the factory. What was the light bulb for you that got you to understand if you could work harder on yourself, that your business would grow? That the fact that
You
you
were the
had to,
asset.
you were that guy. Like if you could get it, fill your bucket, it would. When did that happen for you?
I think for me, Don, when I think back, there were two things that were like really, really early on in my personal development, right? And I said it from stage at GoPro. The one thing I was, my first ever set of tapes I purchased was Tony Robbins, 30 days to unleash your power within, or something like that, or unlimited power, something like that. And tape 2 said, congratulations, you've just made it further than 90% of the people. And that was profound for me. Of all these people, they get excited about things. Just even this event taking place this past weekend, everyone got excited. But here we are on Wednesday, right? How many of you have already abandoned that excitement? How many of you have procrastinated the last 3 days away versus taking action and making measurable steps, to change your life, right? So that was a pinnacle moment for me. I think the other one was my first ever live event, personal development, which was Zig Ziglar. And he told the fleet training story. And that was, profound for me. When I really started to believe I could do this from an income standpoint was my very first, it was about 1,000 people in Minneapolis. I tell the story in my book. A guy walked across the stage with bib overhauls, his one pants leg tucked into his boot. His baseball hat was dented in, and he said he made $10,000 and that last month. And that was all the money in the world to me. I couldn't imagine making that kind of money. And it made me walk away. And that's what events do. You identify with something that is said that you say, that's me. I can do this. And that's at the end of the day, that if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can, you can. And I left that event believing I can. That I saw that guy who I saw is just like me, somebody that could do this, a regular everyday person. One other thing I just want to mention, Don, before I turn it back to you, something Jen said, I love the analogy. She comes up with some great analogies. She was the rookie basketball player, and the Michael Jordan was Dr. Chi. And she just put people on and got them to the point maker. I mean, folks, that is crazy wisdom right there. I mean, if you could take and adopt that, we do how many Zooms? Chi does Zooms, I do Zooms, you guys do Zooms. There's so many presentations. If you could focus on just your belief, your excitement, your energy, and drag people in, that's all I did when I got started. That's all I did. When Jen said that, like light bulbs went off. Absolutely. That's all I did when I was started. I just got people in front of someone that could tell the story, and I listened and I listened and I listened. And pretty soon I'm telling the story. Same with personal development and even doing a presentation. I mean, back then it was audio tapes everywhere I went. I mean, I was telling my daughter earlier, I don't know music anywhere near as well as a lot of people, because all I listened to was personal development. I said, I got to start listening to some music once in a while. But personal development is music to me. It's because it empowers and excites me. But anyway, I could go on and on about that. It's a business of personal development. If you got to get uncomfortable, you got to do things that are uncomfortable. There's no money in being safe. Matter of fact, it was another person I had heard years ago, and I loved that. He said, balance, because you hear a lot of people talk about balance in life, right? And I'm not a balanced person. And I mean, but the saying was balance equals broke, right? I mean, if you want something more out of life, you're going to need to be unbalanced for a while.
Right.
Nancy, I know you had some questions to ask our panel tonight. I'll let you take that, but I wanted to just mention something that's come out of this, just chatting with you guys, is that term action is really one of the things in the nuggets that I learned on the weekend. Was it's not action, it's the actions with an S on it. It's the actions we take that motivates our team. Just one thing doesn't, it's the speed of the leader, speed of the group. It's that Dr. Chi, I mean, you were on a Zoom just before this. It's actions. You're not just a one-time guy. You want to help everybody. You're just out there. That's actions. And I think all of us have to think that way. We've got to go out there. You know, listen, before I turn it over to Nancy, we have some basic stuff in our back office, right? Look, you know, basic stuff that you can grab and duplicate. You know, there's the Prosper magazine. You can duplicate it. There's the training manual you can order or print off in the back office. You can duplicate it. It's there. You can get the Share Valentus app and download it and pay $4.85 a month, or buy an Emerald pack to get started with the Success Pack and get it for free for a year. It's there. So those things are duplicatable. But you know what? This is just a chance to share, and we want to get everything we can out of this hour. You know, so Nancy, I'll turn it over to you to ask what you're looking for.
I just wanted to ask, like, what was your favorite takeaway from the weekend, Jen? For me, my biggest takeaway for me was that all excuses are equal. All of them. Doesn't matter what excuse you're making. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas or it's COVID or it's I'm busy or I'm this or I'm that. They're all equal. It's the exact same blocking point for you. And that was my big takeaway for the weekend, was like, it doesn't matter what you're saying is the reason why you're not doing the business actively as much as you can, with the little camera following you behind, seeing you if you're a network marketer or not. It's all excuses are equal. What was your takeaway? Your big mind-blowing, Jen, like your moment where you just went, I totally get that. I'm writing that down. That's something I'm going to say in my call on Monday.
Yeah, actually there's a lot, but I have a lot of, you know, notes, but my biggest takeaway really is the all-stars. When everyone, you know, with John, all these people, like the all-star panel, and they even like Eric Corey even put like a slides there that who will be the next, you know. I just realized that all these people, they made it to that level, you know. They had their own, you know, challenges also. They have sacrifices. I think all success, there's always be sacrifices. And I achieved this rank, you know, there's a lot of sacrifices. It's the behind the scenes that I don't show to people, but there are a lot. I cried, sleepless nights, but you know, just like what Marina said, that you have to sacrifice. If you don't sacrifice for your dreams, then your dreams will become your sacrifice. So that's my biggest takeaway. I know, especially in myself, I have my team, like in the Philippines, we have a different time zone. So I got to sacrifice. If there's like a Zoom presentation at early morning or late at night, I gotta do it. If I want something, I have to sacrifice. So, but later on, that will be, you know, like it's something like a reward that I will be celebrating forever. So I rather sacrifice for, you know, short-term gratification in able to enjoy the long-term results.
Makes good sense.
I'm so glad that was your answer, Jen. I said to Don before we did the call, I said, I hope Jen chooses sacrifice, because I really thought that you really brought that home on Monday. And when you brought it up, I'm like going, yeah.
Yes.
I felt like that was your takeaway.
Yes, it really is. And then, you know, like there will come a point that when I achieve already that certain rank, and then I was just like relax, and then like that, like, you know, it's okay, I already achieved, like enjoying the residual income. But then when I see the people, like my team, you know, like I got to like level up, like I have to be, you know, like sacrifice for them. Like that's how a leader should be. It's not just about, you know, like achieving your own success, but it should be achieving for your team as well. And that's what I love also on how like John, Dr. Chi, and you guys, like the leaders here, you can just, you know, like stop and then just enjoy your money, but you didn't. You actually help us, you know, from like when I started, you help us, you know, achieve our goals as well. So just paying it forward.
I agree. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank
And
you.
you, Dr. Chi, what was your big mind-blowing takeaway from the weekend?
like Jen said, there's many, but I'll tell you this, I'm always about taking action. I mean, you know, that the big, incredible 3-day event, I mean, a lot of us sacrifice the crazy number of hours, right? I mean, 12 hours plus per day and focus on the GoPro, listening for hours and this and that. But the key is this, we took all those nuggets that Don talked about. You get all those nuggets, you took, you know, hundreds and hundreds of pages of notes. And if you don't go out there and take action, implement what you learned, and what you learned was nothing new anyway. They just re-emphasized it through someone else. Because a lot of time we tend to get complacent about, we hear things from, you know, the same person. We're hearing this from Don, the Nancy, John, the Jen, but when you hear it from someone else on stage who share exactly the same exact, you know, nuggets with each of us, we go, wow, we're gonna do that. And you know, it shows a lot. And you know, when I was able to meet those individuals who have great much success in terms of income, this and that, just understand this, they're just like us. I had a less than 5-minute conversation with Stormy, and literally it was sharing my story for that amount of time, and she just clicked with it. She goes, it is that, it is exactly that. Hold on, let me take my phone out, I'm gonna take notes on what you said. It's simple. And we agree with this, and you all agree with this. Find your sufferings, find the pain that you had throughout your life. Use that as energy to help you propel this into another level. Because you know, each of us know in this room right now and out there, there are people who need our help now more than ever because of what's going on. And our purpose is to go out there and serve them. So that's all you have to do, is take action and go after it. Get on the leaderboard. Get on the leaderboard. I've been saying that for months. Get on the leaderboard. That's your own really, really documentation that you are actually doing the work.
Thank you, Dr. Chi. I'm sorry, I was looking away for a second there. We have our book collection behind us, and I was going to go to John next. And I was going to say, John, like, we use your book as a reference point. We give it to lots of our new team. I really think it's an amazing starting point for people that are just coming to the business. And you know that everything that you've put into that book is everything that you've garnished from your lifetime that you've been doing this business. What was your big takeaway from the weekend? What was your, like I know you said you had that amazing moment with Eric today, but from the weekend, your big moment where you just kind of went, oh yeah, that clicks.
Okay, well, thank you guys. Hey, this Zoom today was like a mini GoPro. I mean, come on, this is some great stuff tonight. And so thank you for doing this. One of the other things just popped into my head, you know, when Dr. Chi was talking, and, you know, he was talking about, I mean, there was really nothing new shared, although you may have heard something different, right? Or heard something differently. You know, it reminded me of Jim Rohn, and he said, you know, be skeptical of someone, you know, that says they're manufacturing antiques, right? I mean, the fundamentals are the fundamentals of the fundamentals, right? I mean, there really is nothing new. There might be techniques, but it's really all about belief. It's about taking action. It's about people buying people. But my takeaway, and I'm going to ease into this because I don't want to shock everybody, but my takeaway was when Eric Worre talked about trading. He talked about givers, and he talked about trading. You know, I'll do that for you if you do this for me. And you know, that was an aha moment for me, because I never say no, and I'm afraid to ask people. You know, and I really believe that could be a game changer for me. Is, you know, I'll do that if you do this. Is giving an action item coming out of, you know, I'll do that, but can you do this for me? Can you take and, you know, listen to this audio? Can you take and do, you know, could you be on, you know, every Zoom this week? Can, you know, asking something in return instead of just giving.
Yeah, I think he covered that in assignments.
He did. And you know, one of the things that I picked up on, it wasn't even on the weekend, but in all the different readings that I'll do, is, you know, network marketing, if we could kind of get back to the basics of our early relationship time, you know, for Nancy and I, when we first met, the first 3 months, first 4 months, the first 6 months, you know, everything we did was for each other. It was together, and the passion and the little things just kind of always kept the excitement level. And then Nancy said just the other day, it was kind of interesting about,
I said, if people want an instance of social distancing, they should ask people that have been married for over 20 years because we've perfected it.
so let's think about this as in this analogy tonight. And I appreciate this back and forth. It's been amazing. But if we all thought back to the early days of our relationships and what we did to make it so special, whatever we did, and we brought that to the table in our businesses again today, after being there for a year, 2, 5 years, whatever, and we go back to the first month to 6 months where you still were in the business and you were hitting it. And as Dr. Chi said, you're doing it. You're on the leaderboard. That was your early relationship months. Those are the things that got you so close to your significant other. We all forget that after we get to this management role at times where we start forgetting what it took to keep the glue. And that is the glue. And so for all of you that maybe listen to this recording after, because we'll post it, it'll be public, you can share it. Honestly, you've got to find that passion in the early moments of your network marketing business. Don't forget what it was that excited you when you had the early success. If you can bring that back and you can start all over again with that passion, I believe that'll be the difference for Nancy and I to go to the next level. I mean, we've been blue diving we were the second blue diamonds in the company. And it wasn't important for us to move on because we have other things in our lives. We never really worried about it. We were trying to get our team to grow. But with that said, we have to go back to our roots. What was it with that ignorance on fire attitude we had that was attractive to many to join us? They didn't want to not be part of what we were doing because we were so in tune with what it was that we wanted to do. It's like that early relationship that you have. So Jen, Dr. Chi, John, maybe I'll start with you, Jen. That analogy of that early, that excitement of that early relationship, relate that to your business here and what that means to you, what I just said.
Yeah. So just like for example, when I started, I am more more excited in sharing my own personal results to people. I think I need to be go back to that certain phase as well, because I'm sorry, I was eating candy. But anyways, because when I started to rank up, I forgot to share, my own personal result with a product. That's what actually get me excited, get those people I signed up really excited. It's about sharing my own personal result to the product. And that's the thing that I'll be working from now on as well. I will be sharing more on my, the result of the products that I took, like the Emulin. I have results with Emulin. I rarely post it in social media, and I rarely post my personal result in social media with a coffee. I felt that, I don't get more leads now compared to before. That's basically for my own personal, for my own personal plan of action. That will be my next thing that I'm gonna do to
Go
be
back to
more.
what got you started.
Yes, because when I did that, Don, I was just sharing. I'm not afraid to talk to people oh, try this, try that, and I got a lot of good results on that. Even though I did not explain about the coffee, I did not explain it to them what's the ingredients, but because of that excitement, because of that tone of voice that I shared to them, the coffee, they're like, what is that? So okay, can I try it? They really grab it right away.
Yeah, that was the key to get started. Chi, what about you? Was that, can you think back to your early moments of when it just was exciting and getting back to that? Do you remember that?
Yeah, you know what? The excitement for me was to see someone give someone else a chance. Because in the case of Jen and Dario, they were working hard. They were telling me, Jen was telling me she's very busy with her job. She has no time to even to cook or eat, this and that. And so I got a mental picture of their lifestyle, of their life. And I can tell you, it's the same for everybody. We're always busy with our jobs, right? And they were the same. And it took them a while. It took them 6 months to finally see something. Is when I said, I'm coming over with food and I'm going to show you the business. And when they saw that vision, that chance, that hope, that light that Nancy was talking about, they just finally saw that light after 6 months, right? It just a matter of timing. Like recently, on Sunday, one person just contacted me out of the blue, 18 months follow-up, and they're joining the business. They're in the business after 18 months. See, it's about people's timing. Like for Jen, it was her time when she saw the light. She goes, I can, what if? And I know what's going through her mind. What if it really will happen for me? What if I can achieve this and that and make this and that kind of money? What would happen? But the thing is,
Amazing.
She thought about what if, but then she took action. She goes, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it a try, because if I end up stopping, I didn't lose anything.
Right.
I'll go back to working my job. And, I grew up always had to fight for what I want, whether it was sports, whatever it was. I had to fight for it, because I'm the small person, in that I'm a small person in that point in time. So I had to fight for what I wanted. And in the end, it's all about your mindset. And I told
100%.
I told my own mind, nothing, no one's gonna stop me. Nothing gonna stop me. I don't care who it is or what it is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's been my mindset all these years. And apply that to this. When you all make a decision for yourself that I am unstoppable, that's when you will see things happening for you.
Oh, that's awesome. You said it as best as I imagine you would. So appreciate that, both of you. John, final thoughts on that. Go back to the basics. What got you excited early? That whole duplication, the relationship analogy of the first 3 months. Finish our
Yeah,
thoughts around that, John.
Don, reality, I love what Jen and she just said. I loved everything on this Zoom. It all excites me. I continue to get myself excited. But if I back up the clock to when I first was started, reality, guys, I didn't know what I was talking about. And when I was done talking with people, they didn't know what I was talking about. But they joined me because they could see the energy, the sparkle in my eye, that spring in my step, that power and posture in my voice. It's not, it truly is. It's not what you say. It's how you feel about what you say. And I can tell you, anything in life that's worthwhile is going to be filled full of ups and downs. It's going to be filled full of challenges. The path to success is not easy, and you need to, and the hardest thing probably about the path to success is not the obstacles, it's the mindset within the obstacles, right? Because it's maintaining, and that's where I can tell you personal development, plugging into the calls, being on the Zooms, being at the events, that is my life support. Okay. It's, that new person that comes in and you've had 10 people that quit, disappoint you, didn't show up, sent the product back, whatever. And then that one person that sees it, that lights up, and you get your energy from them. But yeah, it is, guys, there's no magic here. There is no magic. The magic is within you. You have to, it's people by people. Get yourself on fire. As the old saying is, set yourself on fire and people travel miles to, watch you burn. It's true. It is absolutely true. That was my start, right? And I continue to try to, ignite that flame.
Well, John, Jen, Dr. Chi, you guys are amazing. We love you like family. Our Valentus family loves you guys. We're proud of you for going across that stage. John last year, Jen and Dr. Chi and Rick this year. Gosh, folks, next Wednesday, I'm excited. We're going to do this again. The first 20, 25 minutes is an opportunity Zoom. It's a separate recording. And then we're going to have 3 more powerful guests sharing for a power hour for everybody to hear. So thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your night. This was a lot of fun, and we'll post the recording as soon as we can. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Here.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot,
Thank
guys.
you.
We greatly appreciate it.